Have you ever wondered why some adults seem completely ungrateful, even when they've been given everything by their parents? In today's video, we delve into the complex dynamics of overprotective parental love and its unintended consequences on children's gratitude and independence. This eye-opening exploration will take you through real-life stories that reveal the harsh realities of parenting, relationships, and emotional growth. You'll learn how excessive care can inadvertently foster dependency and immaturity in children, leaving them unable to face the world on their own. We'll share compelling narratives, including a 36-year-old woman struggling with her life choices after relying too heavily on her mother, and the story of a couple grappling with the loneliness that follows years of unconditional support for their adult sons. Stay tuned as we uncover critical lessons about the balance between love and freedom, responsibility and support. By the end of this video, you'll understand the vital importance of setting healthy boundaries and nurturing independence in your relationships. Whether you're a parent, a caregiver, or simply interested in human behavior, this discussion will provide valuable insights that can help you foster stronger, more fulfilling connections with those you care about. Don't miss out on these important revelations. Your perspective on parenting and gratitude might just change forever. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. The central narrative revolves around a 36-year-old woman named Sarah who, after enduring the painful dissolution of her marriage, finds herself returning to her mother's home, a place she had long hoped to escape. Emotionally drained and weighed down by an overwhelming sense of failure and crushing debt, she feels utterly lost in the labyrinth of life, as if she is wandering through a dark tunnel with no light in sight. The problems she faces seem to multiply endlessly, each one compounding her distress and leaving her feeling trapped in a life she no longer recognizes. In her desperation, she reaches out to her mother, believing that this return will provide her with the haven she so desperately needs. Yet, the weight of her choices hangs heavily upon her. She had once invested a significant amount of money alongside a friend she had trusted deeply, believing in the friendship and the shared dreams of success. However, that investment imploded spectacularly, resulting in the complete loss of her hard-earned savings and plunging her into a deeper abyss of financial despair. What's particularly troubling is that Sarah was acutely aware of her friend's dishonest nature all along but chose to conceal this critical truth from her mother, adding layers of betrayal and pain to her already complicated life. In a moment of sheer desperation and misguided hope, she persuades her mother to borrow a significant sum of money from relatives, an act that she believes will provide her with a lifeline to start a new business venture and reclaim some semblance of stability. However, this endeavor too crumbles under the weight of poor decisions and lack of planning, leaving her family drowning in even deeper debt and emotional turmoil. Each failed attempt at financial recovery creates an ever-growing mountain of anxiety and regret, fostering an environment steeped in hopelessness. The relentless onslaught of debt collectors soon becomes a daily horror for the family, as they invade their home, demanding payments and spewing threats in aggressive tones. Their harsh words reverberate through the walls, perpetuating an atmosphere of fear and anxiety that blankets the household. It's not just the financial stress that looms over them. It's the emotional toll that builds day by day, leading to sleepless nights and tearful conversations. Meanwhile, Sarah, instead of taking proactive steps to improve her situation, remains unemployed and nearly devoid of any income. She has even gone so far as to leave her young child in the care of her elderly mother, choosing instead to escape the harsh realities of her life by spending her days in a haze of drinking and partying with friends. The nights are filled with laughter and fleeting moments of joy, but they mask a deeper sense of avoidance and denial about her responsibilities. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. What unfolds here is a profound reflection on the pervasive irresponsibility and lack of independence that often permeates modern society. The mother, burdened by the weight of her daughter's choices and the well-being of her grandchild, finally reaches her breaking point. With tears streaming down her face, she gathers the courage to confront Sarah, expressing her deep sorrow and concern. She tells her daughter, with a voice trembling from the weight of her emotions, that she can no longer shoulder the responsibility for both her and the child, urging her to find her way in the world, to become the independent woman she once aspired to be. This heartfelt plea is not a cold-hearted rejection but rather an expression of love and desperation, a mother's anguished cry for her daughter to recognize the need for growth and change. However, instead of recognizing the gravity of her mother's words, Sarah reacts with anger and bitterness, allowing resentment to fester within her. As the story deepens, we witness Sarah's spiraling dependence and victim mentality. She fails to see the sacrifices her mother has made on her behalf and instead becomes increasingly entrenched in her belief that she is the one wronged by the world, attributing all blame to her mother for her circumstances. This psychological distortion becomes a dark vortex that pulls her further away from accountability and gratitude. The mother, who devoted years to nurturing and protecting her daughter, is blindsided by the ungratefulness and bitterness that now emanates from Sarah. The weight of this emotional betrayal is palpable, shattering the sacred bond that once connected them. The heart-wrenching moment comes when the mother, overwhelmed with sorrow, pleads once more for Sarah to find independence, to leave the home they once shared, and to step into the world as an adult. Yet, shockingly, Sarah remains unresponsive, consumed by her narrative of victimhood. In this painful revelation, the mother finds herself grappling with an emotional turmoil she never anticipated. Her love met with resentment, her sacrifices dismissed in a cascade of hurtful words. This critical juncture signifies a devastating rupture in the parent-child relationship, leaving the mother in a state of profound pain and confusion that resonates deeply with the audience. The narrative expands further to include the story of another man named James, whose life mirrors Sarah's in troubling ways. He too is indifferent to his family, indulging daily in shallow pleasures and spending time with irresponsible friends who encourage his reckless behavior. James revels in his freedom, often prioritizing parties and late-night escapades over familial responsibilities. However, his reckless lifestyle eventually leads him to a place of deception and near-total loss, as he finds himself caught in a web of betrayal spun by those he thought were friends. Only when he is on the brink of losing everything does he realize the fragility of his situation. In a moment of desperation, his brother steps in, borrowing money to save him from financial ruin and protect the family home from foreclosure. This man's experience serves as a cautionary tale, illustrating how dependence and irresponsible behavior can wreak havoc on one's life and relationships. Both individuals, Sarah and James, share striking similarities: a refusal to accept responsibility for their actions, an emotional and intellectual immaturity that traps them in the guise of adulthood while their hearts and minds remain stunted. This psychological condition is often referred to as adult children, a poignant term that captures the essence of their struggles. They may appear as adults on the outside, with jobs and families, but internally, they are still grappling with the fears and insecurities of childhood, seeking solace in avoidance rather than confronting the harsh truths of their lives. But what leads to the development of such troubling personalities? The roots of their behavior can often be traced back to their family environments and the social influences that shaped their upbringing. For instance, Sarah grew up in a highly controlling household, where her mother dictated every decision, big and small. This lack of autonomy stunted her ability to take responsibility for her own life, leading to a reliance on others for direction and support. Even her debts were managed by her mother, who believed she was acting in her daughter's best interest. This dynamic created an environment where Sarah felt perpetually incapable of making her own decisions, ultimately leading her to seek solace in others rather than embracing the challenges of adulthood. In a poignant and complex tale of familial dynamics, we encounter a man who lived in the shadow of his authoritarian brother. After the heart-wrenching loss of their beloved parents, a tragic event that often leaves emotional scars, the older brother seized control of every aspect of their household. His authoritarian grip was not limited to mundane decisions. It extended into the very fabric of their lives, dictating critical choices such as selecting marriage partners, determining career paths, and even deciding which schools their children would attend. This overwhelming dominance stifled the younger brother's voice, leaving him feeling utterly powerless and suffocated under the weight of his siblings' control. The experience was not merely about making decisions. It was about the emotional turmoil of feeling unworthy and incapable, which further solidified his dependence on his overbearing brother. This narrative serves as a profound reminder that, regardless of the depth of love parents or siblings may feel for one another, excessive protection can inadvertently stifle personal growth. Overprotection can create a cocoon that may seem safe but ultimately hinders the development of essential life skills, resulting in the emergence of irresponsible adults who struggle to navigate the complexities of the world. The dynamics within a household play a critical role in shaping an individual's personality, often determining how they view themselves and their abilities. In this particular story, the older brother's need for control tragically stifled the younger brother's potential, thwarting his journey toward independence and self-discovery. The emotional weight of such relationships can forge an unhealthy dependence that lingers for a lifetime, leaving scars that may never fully heal. The older brother's unwavering belief that his sibling was incapable of managing life on his own led him to make all decisions, intertwining his life with his younger brother's in an inescapable web of control. He involved himself in every aspect of the younger brother's existence, from trivial choices to significant life events. As a result, the younger brother, feeling increasingly incapable and trapped in a role he never chose, surrendered his agency. Gradually, he allowed his motivations to wither away, like flowers deprived of sunlight. The irony of the situation is painfully evident. The more effort the older brother poured into caring for him, the more detached and cold the younger brother became. This led to a destructive cycle, where the older brother's well-meaning efforts to protect and guide ultimately suffocated his younger brother's spirit, diminishing his desire for independence and leaving him feeling utterly lost. In the realm of human relationships, a profound truth emerges. When one person constantly finds themselves in a situation where they are cared for by another, they inevitably begin to lose their sense of responsibility. The gradual erosion of this sense of responsibility fosters a deeper dependence that can become inescapable. Meanwhile, the caregiver, often cloaked in the guise of love, can inadvertently stifle the other's independence and personal growth. This heartbreaking imbalance can sap the joy from relationships, leaving both the dependent and the caregiver feeling unfulfilled, frustrated, and deeply unhappy. The emotional toll of such dynamics is immense, as both parties grapple with their roles in a relationship that should be nurturing and supportive. Within families with adult children, we frequently encounter individuals who possess strong wills, yet they remain cloistered under the weight of excessive care from those around them. Family members often fail to recognize the damaging effects of their overprotection. The opinions of these individuals go unheard, as they are not given the space to assert themselves or voice their desires. Excessive care morphs into a form of control that transcends mere support, transforming love into a source of harm rather than nourishment. The very act of caring, while noble, can become a double-edged sword, resulting in emotional stagnation rather than growth. Consider the poignant case of a devoted mother who dedicated her life to nurturing her child until her twilight years. With every ounce of her being, she poured her love and energy into her child, hoping to create a bright future. Yet, instead of being cherished for her sacrifices, she unwittingly raised a child who grew into an adult unable to fend for themselves, devoid of gratitude and appreciation. This heartbreaking reality is a common tragedy in many overprotective households. In their fervent attempts to safeguard their children from life's hardships, these parents neglect to establish necessary boundaries, robbing their children of the chance to make decisions, face failures, and develop resilience. Consequently, these children emerge into adulthood lacking the strength to face the challenges of life or engage with the world around them, often feeling lost and unprepared for the complexities of adult life. True love, in its most beautiful and authentic form, is about empowering others to stretch their wings and explore their potential. Take, for instance, the inspiring example of a father who chose to allow his 10-year-old twin daughters the freedom to make decisions about caring for a pet they desperately wanted. This seemingly simple choice became a powerful lesson in responsibility and independence. The girls eagerly decided to adopt a dog, embracing the joys and challenges of pet ownership without leaning on their parents for support. Through this transformative experience, They cultivated a profound sense of accountability, understanding the weight of their choices, and embarked on a path of personal growth. They learned that love could be expressed not just through protection but through trust in their abilities to handle life's responsibilities. This heartwarming story encapsulates the delicate balance of love within a family. When the equilibrium between protection and freedom is achieved, family bonds grow stronger and healthier. The interplay of support and independence can create an environment where individuals feel valued, capable, and empowered to pursue their dreams. Such love is not only cherished but also instills in each family member the strength and courage to lead independent lives, embracing their unique paths with confidence. In this balance lies the true essence of familial love, one that nurtures, empowers, and ultimately celebrates each individual's journey towards self-discovery and autonomy. It is a love that fosters resilience, encouraging each person to face the world with open hearts and a readiness to embrace both its challenges and its beauty. Responsibility is not simply a label bestowed upon us by others. It is a profound quality that each individual must cultivate within themselves through experience and introspection. In this particular episode, we are drawn into a heartwarming scenario where the 10-year-old twin daughters express their heartfelt desire for a pet, a wish that sparks a transformative journey for both them and their parents. Instead of simply granting their daughter's request with a straightforward yes or no, the parents choose to take a more thoughtful approach. They encourage their daughters to engage in critical thinking about what it truly means to care for a living being, emphasizing the importance of responsibility that comes with pet ownership. This pivotal decision marks a significant moment in the twins' lives as they embark on a journey of growth and self-discovery. As the girls contemplate the implications of bringing a pet into their home, they engage in discussions about feeding, grooming, exercising, and the overall well-being of a dog. This dialogue is not merely about the logistics of pet care. It becomes a lesson in accountability and commitment. The twins, after careful consideration, ultimately decide to adopt a dog, fully embracing the responsibility of caring for it on their own. Through this experience, they embark on a transformative journey where they gradually develop a profound sense of responsibility. They learn to manage their time effectively, prioritize tasks, and take initiative in their studies as they realize that their choices and actions carry weight, not only in their own lives but also in the lives of their furry companion. What is emphasized here is the crucial role of parents in nurturing their children's growth while knowing precisely when to withdraw their guiding hands. The most exceptional mothers and fathers possess the wisdom to recognize that true parental support comes not from micromanaging every aspect of their children's lives, but from allowing them the space to navigate the world independently. This moment of liberation strengthens family bonds, illustrating that the essence of parenting is not about control but about fostering autonomy. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. It is during these moments that parents provide their children with the freedom to explore, learn, and ultimately shape their own lives. Genuine love, I believe, does not stem from control, but rather from unwavering support and mutual respect. The ultimate role of parents is to empower their children to become independent individuals, forging their paths, embracing life with confidence, and learning to face the consequences of their decisions. As we transition to another deeply moving narrative, we are introduced to the poignant story of an elderly man who, after dedicating his life to raising his children with love and care, now faces the haunting specter of loneliness. He and his wife poured their hearts and souls into providing their sons with the best opportunities imaginable, sacrificing their desires to ensure that their children had a strong foundation for their future. Yet, now, in the twilight of their lives, they find themselves at a crossroads, grappling with the bittersweet realities of aging. Their story serves as a poignant reminder that no matter how fiercely you love and nurture your children, life can lead us down unexpected and challenging paths, especially as family dynamics evolve and children grow into independent adults. This man, filled with a mixture of pride and sadness, chooses to prioritize independence over unconditional support. After retiring, he makes the emotionally fraught decision to protect his retirement savings. This choice, although fraught with emotional turmoil and financial considerations, underscores the importance of confronting the realities of retirement while prioritizing future security. It's a heavy burden to bear, but one that he feels is not only necessary for their well-being but also an essential lesson for their children about the value of self-sufficiency and the necessity of financial prudence. Interestingly, both he and his wife once held respectable public service jobs, enjoying stable salaries that now amount to over $5,000 in combined pensions. Yet, despite their comfortable financial situation, they have made the surprising choice to refrain from giving any monetary assistance to their children since their retirement. This decision has raised eyebrows among friends and family, challenging the conventional expectations that many parents feel compelled to meet. In a world where the default reaction is to help children financially, this couple has chosen a path of deliberate detachment. While other parents might instinctively seek to support their children, this couple has made a conscious decision to encourage their sons to stand on their own 2 feet. Their belief is deeply rooted in a desire for their children to learn the value of independence, hard work, and the importance of planning for their futures. The elderly man expresses, "We are not cruel people. We've watched our 2 sons grow over the years, and, admittedly, our feelings have cooled. My wife and I know firsthand the challenges of poverty. In our youth, we struggled to make ends meet, and after finally securing stable public service positions, our lives improved significantly. We showered our sons with love and support, but we were always careful to impose necessary boundaries. We invested in what was essential while refraining from indulging in the unnecessary. This, we believe, is a vital part of our educational philosophy." Their sons were exemplary students, excelling academically and gaining admission to prestigious universities, thanks in large part to the unwavering support from their parents. However, even amidst their successes, the parents remained vigilant in establishing boundaries. The essence of this narrative lies in the delicate balance between parental love and realistic boundary setting. They spared no effort in providing necessary support while avoiding the pitfalls of overindulgence. However, as their sons matured, an emotional distance began to emerge, and parental expectations gradually became more unrealistic. This evolution serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of parenting, where love must coexist with boundaries, and support must be balanced with the vital lessons of independence and self-reliance. This couple embarked on the deeply rewarding yet challenging journey of parenthood, witnessing their sons grow up and navigate the world while maintaining a deliberate distance that ultimately resulted in a heartbreaking emotional disconnect. Over the years, they cheered as their sons graduated from university, secured promising jobs in bustling cities, entered into loving marriages, and welcomed children of their own. On the surface, everything seemed to be flourishing, a perfect picture of success, and the couple received accolades from friends, family, and even neighbors who praised them for the role they played in raising such accomplished sons. Yet, beneath this veneer of success lay a profound truth that gnawed at their hearts. The couple's unwavering support and sacrifices were the invisible backbone of their sons' achievements. After their eldest son graduated with a degree that held promise, the couple felt a surge of pride and hope. They leveraged their connections, reaching out to a well-known contact in the public sector to secure him a job in a reputable public enterprise. This act, while seen as a mere stepping stone to many, was a moment of triumph for the couple. They believed they were crafting a path for his future, one paved with opportunities and security. When he took the momentous step of marrying his college sweetheart, they provided a staggering $100,000 for a down payment on a new home, a gesture that reflected both their love and their desire to see their son thrive in his new life. Additionally, they gifted him $5,000 to help him purchase a reliable car, believing that every bit of support was essential in setting him up for a stable and prosperous future. Their younger son, however, followed a less conventional path by choosing a major that was less popular among his peers. As a result, he struggled to find employment immediately after graduation. The couple felt his pain and took it upon themselves to invest even more in his future. They decided to pay for additional tuition, allowing him to retrain in a field with more job prospects. After what felt like an eternity, he finally found stable work just shy of his 30th birthday, but not without the couple's generous backing and encouragement throughout his journey. To ensure that both of their sons could build their futures, they ended up gifting over $50,000 for the purchase of homes for each son, emptying their life savings and exhausting their financial resources in the hope that their sacrifices would lead to happy, fulfilling lives for their children. As the years rolled by, the couple reached a significant turning point. With their sons now raising families of their own, they made the courageous decision to retire early, believing that this would allow them to invest their time and energy into caring for their grandchildren. The wife, at just 50, stepped away from her career with a sense of purpose and devotion, pouring her heart into caring for her eldest son's child. Meanwhile, her husband retired at the age of 60, ready to dedicate his newfound freedom to nurturing his younger son's daughter. At last, they found a brief respite when their grandchildren began attending school, a small but welcome moment of relief amidst the whirlwind of family obligations. Yet, as they took a step back to reflect on their lives, a painful realization washed over them. Despite their immense sacrifices and the countless ways they had supported their sons, they rarely, if ever, received any acknowledgement or gratitude in return. Instead of feeling appreciated, they often found themselves in the role of providers, with their sons relying on them for every little need without attempting to embrace their parental responsibilities. Typically, families with elderly parents experience warmth, joy, and frequent gatherings filled with laughter and shared memories. Children often return home to reconnect and share their lives with their parents, creating a nurturing environment rich in love and support. But the reality for this couple was starkly different. Their sons, despite living relatively nearby, rarely visited. Their calls were few and far between, leaving the couple with a growing sense of isolation. The eldest son, living a mere 300 kilometers away, a manageable 4-hour drive, made the journey home only once a year, a reality that left them astonished and heartbroken. Each annual visit became a bittersweet reminder of the emotional chasm that had formed between them, amplifying their feelings of loneliness and longing for deeper connections with their children. The chilling nature of their parent-child relationship was painfully highlighted during a New Year's visit from the eldest son. He arrived with little more than 2 sets of clothes and no gifts or tokens of appreciation, nothing to signify the holiday spirit or the love they had showered upon him throughout his life. While other families celebrated together with presents and heartfelt exchanges, their son's visit felt dishearteningly hollow. The only gifts they received came from their grandchildren, who still exhibited some semblance of kindness and consideration, but even that felt like a faint glimmer of hope in the face of their son's apparent indifference. The eldest son, however, seemed detached, leaving hastily before the New Year festivities concluded, taking with him the modest supplies he had brought. That year, feeling a surge of frustration and hurt, the parents dared to voice their disappointment, hoping for some acknowledgement of their efforts and sacrifices. However, they were met with an unexpected response that left them reeling. He coldly remarked, "Since you are getting old, you can't eat that much, and it's a waste to leave things." The sheer insensitivity of his words cut deeply, shocking them to their core. It symbolized an unsettling truth. He had seemingly forgotten the lessons of gratitude and thoughtfulness that were once so foundational in their family. The younger son, too, added to their emotional turmoil, further compounding their feelings of hurt and disappointment. Despite the substantial financial investment the couple had made in purchasing him a home, he now demanded an outrageous $70,000 to buy a new car. His request, delivered with an air of entitlement and a commanding tone, came across as a forceful order, devoid of any respect or appreciation. The parents felt an uncomfortable tension rise within them, prompting a firm refusal. While they were more than capable of providing the funds, they could not stand his rude demeanor, especially considering he already possessed a car and did not truly need a new one. The sheer audacity of his demand, paired with his dismissive attitude, highlighted the troubling dynamic that had developed, leaving the couple to wonder how they had reached such a disheartening point in their lives. They felt a deep sense of sorrow as they realized that their love and sacrifices, intended to nurture and strengthen their family bonds, had instead contributed to an atmosphere of dependency and resentment, leaving them longing for the appreciation and connection they so desperately desired. After that, he continued to demand money for various home renovations and business needs, subtly shifting the focus away from the car he had initially wanted. The way he approached these requests was telling. It wasn't just about the money itself, but rather a manipulation of their feelings and sense of obligation. The parents, who had always tried to nurture their children with love and support, were now keenly aware of the unsettling shift in their son's demeanor. They could sense the undercurrents of greed and entitlement that colored his requests. With heavy hearts, they decided to give him only a small amount, hoping it would suffice and teach him a lesson about responsibility and gratitude. However, what transpired next was nothing short of heartbreaking. His reaction was immediate and cold, a chilling transformation that left them feeling as if they had committed an unspeakable crime against him. He acted as if they had betrayed him, and even during his infrequent visits home, which were becoming a rarity, he would hastily make his excuses to leave right after dinner. He would say he wished they would take things slow, yet the truth was far more painful. He felt uncomfortable in their presence. This pattern of behavior gradually awakened the couple to a devastating realization. Their once close bond with their children was fraying, unraveling in front of their very eyes. It was as if the warmth of family ties had been replaced by a chilling distance, leaving them feeling alienated and heartbroken. Rewind 4 years, and a different, more poignant scene unfolded. When the wife underwent knee joint surgery, a significant procedure that required not only financial resources but emotional support, the couple faced the ordeal with a grim determination. They bore the financial burden of her medical costs, feeling the weight of every dollar spent. The wife held onto a flicker of hope that her sons would visit her during this challenging time, providing the comfort that only family can offer during such trying moments. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In her heart, she envisioned their familiar faces brightening her hospital room, bringing her a sense of solace and love. However, much to her dismay and despair, her hopes were dashed. The boys showed an alarming lack of interest in her recovery, seeming to avoid the hospital altogether as if it were a burden too great to bear. In the end, their communication was reduced to brief, impersonal phone calls that lacked the warmth and sincerity she desperately craved. Meanwhile, other patients in the ward basked in the love and care showered upon them by their attentive families, while she sat alone in her hospital bed, battling both physical pain and the crushing weight of loneliness. The emotional toll of that solitude was profound. She felt as though she were an afterthought in her own children's lives, a fact that pierced her heart more deeply than any surgical incision. As if that painful chapter wasn't enough, fate dealt another cruel blow to the couple. While his wife was still in the throes of recovery, the husband experienced an unfortunate accident and broke his leg. The timing couldn't have been worse. With his wife still in poor health and unable to care for him, he found himself in an impossible situation. He turned to his 2 sons, desperately seeking help, but instead of rushing to their father's side as any loving child would, they responded with feeble excuses. They claimed they were either too busy with work or battling their health issues. Even after he explained the gravity of his situation and how serious his condition was, they chose to remain absent, leaving him feeling utterly forsaken and heartbroken. In a moment of desperation, he had no choice but to hire a caregiver, a painful reminder of his own children's indifference. Later, in a conversation with his grandchildren, he learned that during this time of need, the eldest son had taken his family on a blissful seaside vacation, creating cherished memories while their father languished in pain. The younger son had been off enjoying the thrills of mountain climbing, completely oblivious to the emotional turmoil his father was enduring. The realization stung deeply, cutting through him more painfully than any physical injury could. At that moment, he felt an ache in his heart that no amount of medicine could heal, leading to a profound sadness that weighed heavily on his soul, leaving him grappling with feelings of betrayal and abandonment. Through these harrowing experiences, the couple found themselves in a constant state of reflection, contemplating how they wanted to spend their remaining years. The world around them seemed to grow colder and more isolating. People often asked whether they should share their hard-earned savings with their sons, but with each inquiry, their resolve only hardened further. They began to relinquish the idea of depending on their children, slowly but surely accepting the heartbreaking truth. If their sons were capable of such coldness now, what would happen if they were to become unable to care for themselves in the future? With heavy hearts, They acknowledged that while they were still healthy enough to manage their affairs, the specter of dependency loomed ominously in the distance. Determined to maintain their dignity and autonomy, they made the difficult decision to hold tightly to their finances, resolutely refusing to hand over their savings to their sons. They wanted to ensure they had sufficient funds for their twilight years, a time that should be filled with peace, joy, and the love of family, not heartache and abandonment. They envisioned entering a nursing home together, as a couple, rather than relying on their sons, who had shown them such coldness. The husband often mused with a mix of sadness and defiance. Certainly, nursing homes may offer the warmth of a home and personalized care, but I believe that purchasing services with money brings a kind of reassurance and comfort that relying on my sons could never provide. It was a painful realization that he had come to, one that left him with a bitter taste of disappointment. This situation, while perhaps unusual, is a stark reality for many in today's society. As parent-child bonds weaken and human connections fray, especially in a world where young people prioritize personal freedom and self-fulfillment, the number of individuals who fully rely on their parents is dwindling. It is increasingly crucial for parents to safeguard their old age savings, preparing themselves for the possibility of independence. While it's vital to assist children in times of need, overextending support can stifle their growth and resilience. Life is inherently full of challenges, and children must learn to navigate their paths, with parents stepping in only when necessary. Many elderly individuals dream of helping their children and grandchildren by providing care and support post-retirement. Yet, modern youth often prefer to raise their families independently, shying away from relying on their parents for assistance. For those grandparents who do not have the opportunity to care for their grandchildren, retirement can feel devoid of purpose and excitement. While having a comfortable pension can offer peace of mind, the absence of financial security can lead to feelings of anxiety and fear about the future. Many individuals can continue working well into their 60s, at least for several more years. This leads us to wonder, what kinds of jobs can they pursue after retirement? Today, let's explore 4 viable options that allow seniors to engage meaningfully in the workforce, bringing purpose and fulfillment to their lives. As they navigate this chapter of their lives, filled with uncertainties and emotional upheaval, the couple holds onto hope. Hope that they can find fulfillment beyond the confines of traditional family roles. Hope that they can redefine what it means to age with dignity. And hope that they can continue to embrace life on their terms, no matter the challenges that lie ahead. First and foremost, let's delve into the essential realm of regional security work, a field where many dedicated staff members are retired seniors. This line of work serves as an incredible opportunity for those who prioritize their health and seek to maintain an active lifestyle after stepping away from their primary careers. For countless elderly individuals, considering roles as security personnel presents not only a practical option but also a chance to remain engaged in their communities. It's heartwarming to witness that, in various regions, a significant portion of security personnel consists of retirees who bring a wealth of life experience and maturity to their roles. These remarkable individuals often find their daily routines relatively laid back, spending time reading newspapers in their guardrooms, sipping coffee, and exchanging friendly conversations with passers-by. The simplicity of their day-to-day responsibilities, such as pressing a button to open the gate for visitors, offers them a sense of purpose and belonging, contributing to the fabric of their neighborhoods. If you're actively seeking such a role, it's prudent to steer clear of high-end apartment complexes or affluent areas. These management teams often lean towards hiring younger, more physically capable candidates, as they may hold reservations about the reliability of older workers. Instead, adopting a more realistic approach involves exploring job opportunities in middle-class neighborhoods or residential areas, where your experience, wisdom, and maturity can be deeply appreciated. The ability to connect with residents on a personal level often creates a nurturing atmosphere that fosters trust and safety within the community. However, it's crucial to recognize that security jobs can frequently entail night shifts, which present their own set of challenges and require a robust support system from family members and loved ones. For instance, consider the experiences of a family member of yours who embarks on a security career after retirement. They may encounter feelings of exhaustion from the demanding night shifts, grappling with fatigue and disorientation that can affect both their physical health and mental well-being. Transitioning from a traditional daytime routine to the unpredictability of night shifts can be a daunting adjustment, and without the understanding and encouragement from family, it can lead to feelings of isolation and stress. To navigate this landscape more effectively, seeking introductions through acquaintances or networking within local communities can prove to be incredibly beneficial. Building connections can not only facilitate job opportunities but also provide a sense of camaraderie among fellow retirees who share similar experiences. If connections are scarce, reaching out directly to local management offices is a proactive alternative that could lead to promising job prospects. Now, let's transition to an equally rewarding and innovative avenue: the burgeoning field of housework support jobs that have emerged as a response to the changing dynamics of family structures and community needs. Consider the inspiring journey of a 52-year-old woman who retired 2 years ago, now enjoying a comfortable monthly pension exceeding $4,500. Despite her financial security, she faces a unique set of challenges after losing her husband a few years back. With her only child immersed in graduate studies and living away, she finds herself grappling with feelings of loneliness and a longing for connection. Although her parents are self-sufficient, she feels a profound sense of unfulfillment, reflecting on her past part-time roles at a supermarket and as a store supervisor, which had left her yearning for a more meaningful purpose in life. One fateful day, as she sat on a park bench, lost in contemplation about her future and the weight of her solitude, she struck up a conversation with an acquaintance who shared their inconvenient situation. This individual confided that, while they managed to get by on their own, their only daughter was married and lived far away, leaving them hesitant to reach out for help. They were desperately seeking someone who could assist with cooking and cleaning a few times a week, not quite enough to justify hiring a full-time housekeeper, but certainly enough to alleviate some of their daily burdens. This poignant revelation struck a deep chord within her. She realized that there might be many elderly individuals in her community experiencing similar circumstances, longing for support yet reluctant to impose on their families. Fueled by a newfound sense of purpose and a desire to make a difference, she bravely decided to venture into this new form of housework support. With her rich life experiences and understanding of the challenges faced by seniors, she understood that what was truly needed was not a full-time housekeeper but rather a flexible, on-demand service that could cater to the unique needs of her neighbors. Determined to create a positive impact, she took the initiative to offer this valuable service herself. With enthusiasm and compassion, she began crafting flyers and posting them on local bulletin boards, advertising her cooking and cleaning services specifically tailored for young families and elderly individuals in need. Her approach was not merely about providing chores, it was about fostering connections, building relationships, and creating a sense of community support. Through her efforts, she aimed to bridge the gap between generations, proving that even after retirement, one can still make meaningful contributions that enrich the lives of others. As she embarked on this new journey, she discovered the joy of connecting with her clients, learning their stories, and sharing laughter over cups of tea. Each interaction became a source of fulfillment, helping her not only to alleviate the burdens of others but also to combat her feelings of isolation. In this way, she transformed what initially seemed like a mundane task into a heartwarming endeavor that brought light and companionship into her life and the lives of those she served. Her story exemplifies how embracing new opportunities, even in retirement, can lead to unexpected joys and meaningful connections, enriching not only one's own life but also the lives of others in the community. To her astonishment and delight, that very night marked a pivotal turning point in her life when she received unexpected calls from the children of 3 elderly individuals in her community. This outreach felt like a beacon of hope, illuminating a path that she had yet to fully explore. The moment she answered the phone, a rush of emotions surged through her. Excitement, compassion, and a sense of purpose that had been waiting for the right opportunity to surface. The children were seeking assistance from their parents, expressing their deep concern for the well-being of their aging loved ones. This unexpected call ignited a passionate fire within her, prompting her to embark on a meaningful journey that would soon change not only her life but the lives of many elderly individuals in her neighborhood. As she began this new role, her initial task was to prepare personalized meals, lovingly tailored to the unique tastes and dietary needs of her elderly clients. She approached this responsibility with a heart full of empathy, taking the time to inquire about their favorite dishes and any dietary restrictions. Each meal she crafted became more than just sustenance. It was a labor of love, infused with the warmth of home-cooked goodness. The joy she felt while delivering these meals was palpable. She could see the sparkle in their eyes and the smiles that stretched across their faces as they opened their doors to receive her thoughtful offerings. These moments, rich with connection and gratitude, fueled her desire to do more. Soon, she realized that her role extended beyond just cooking. With each visit, she found herself naturally stepping into the role of a caregiver, offering to clean their homes and accompany them to medical appointments. The companionship she provided was invaluable, as many of these elderly individuals felt isolated and forgotten by their own families. It became evident to her that their needs were far more profound than mere physical care. They longed for emotional support, companionship, and the simple joy of having someone truly listen to their stories and concerns. This realization stirred a profound sense of purpose within her, a commitment to bridge the emotional gap that so many of them experienced. After just a month of dedicating her time and energy to these elderly clients, she experienced a heart-wrenching revelation. The sheer number of elderly individuals in her area desperately needed similar services. It broke her heart to witness how many felt neglected and abandoned. She often thought of her grandparents and the loneliness they had faced in their later years, which made her determination to help these individuals even stronger. She understood that what they sought was not only practical assistance but also the warmth of human connection, understanding, and empathy. This awakening stirred something profound within her, a sense of purpose that drove her to connect with these wonderful souls on a deeper level. Through her interactions with the elderly, she gained invaluable insights into the importance of presence, of truly listening and being emotionally available to those she served. She discovered that by forming genuine connections and offering empathy, her own life became more meaningful and enriched in ways she had never imagined. Each story shared, each smile exchanged, added layers to her understanding of life and love, revealing the beautiful tapestry of experiences that shaped each individual's journey. She realized that the elderly had so much wisdom and life experience to share, and she felt honored to be a part of their lives, even in such a small way. 6 months later, buoyed by the transformative power of these connections, she invited some of her former colleagues to join her in forming a small team dedicated to this noble cause. Together, they not only provided practical support to the elderly but also created an environment where emotional exchanges flourished, fostering a sense of community that resonated deeply with everyone involved. Their team became a source of comfort and companionship, hosting social gatherings, engaging in activities, and offering emotional support to those who needed it most. The warmth and camaraderie that developed among the team and the elderly clients created a ripple effect of positivity that enriched the entire community. As her journey continued to unfold, she introduced a creative and empowering method for self-sustainability by setting up a small stall to sell homemade products. With a bit of savings, individuals could invest in a modest cart and establish a presence at the entrances of supermarkets or bustling shopping malls, selling fresh fruits and light snacks. This initiative represented a form of self-employment that, while carrying some economic risks, could bring a sense of independence and fulfillment. She envisioned a vibrant community hub where not only her team could thrive but where the elderly could also participate, sharing their homemade goods and connecting with others. This exchange of goods and stories could foster a sense of belonging and purpose, helping to combat the isolation many felt. Though this entrepreneurial venture might not be the best fit for retirees with limited funds, for those who were financially stable and yearned for the freedom of working independently, it presented an exciting opportunity. Moreover, those with green thumbs could sell fresh vegetables harvested from their gardens, allowing them to share their passion and skills while staying active and engaged even after retirement. She firmly believed that nurturing one's interests and utilizing personal talents could create a fulfilling and dynamic post-retirement life. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. For retired women, finding stable employment might pose challenges, but there are still viable options that offer dignity and purpose. Take, for instance, the inspiring story of a woman who secured a dishwashing job at a local restaurant during dinner hours. This opportunity allowed her to balance work with personal freedom, giving her the flexibility to spend her time as she wished. While the pay may not be exorbitant, it provided her with the financial stability necessary for a comfortable life. This woman's story served as a beacon of hope, showing others that it was possible to find work that fit their lifestyles and offered a sense of accomplishment. Other similar roles, such as housekeeping in hotels or assisting in community centers, could also offer meaningful opportunities for those looking to supplement their income post-retirement. When considering additional income, it's crucial to select positions that align with one's physical strength and health, ensuring that work does not come at the cost of well-being. She often encouraged her peers to seek out roles that allowed them to use their life skills, whether it be cooking, gardening, or crafting, as a way to stay engaged and active while providing for themselves. Financial security undeniably plays a vital role in establishing a sense of independence for retirees. However, it's essential to recognize that jeopardizing one's health for the sake of monetary gain is counterproductive. Striving for a simple, balanced life, free from undue stress and overexertion, is key to enjoying the retirement phase. By focusing on saving without straining themselves excessively, individuals can maintain a comfortable lifestyle while prioritizing their health. The goal should not revolve around an incessant worry about finances, but rather embracing the joy of living. Retirement should not solely be viewed through the lens of work. It is equally about emotional fulfillment, savoring life's precious moments, and nurturing one's well-being. This new chapter in life presents a unique opportunity to rediscover passions, forge new connections, and contribute to the community in meaningful ways. Ultimately, it's about crafting a life that not only provides the essentials but also enriches the soul with happiness and connection, allowing retirees to thrive emotionally, socially, and economically. The journey of life continues, and in this stage, it can be filled with even more joy and fulfillment if one chooses to embrace the opportunities for connection, growth, and love that lie ahead. As we wrap up this heartfelt journey, we invite you to reflect on everything we've explored together today. What insights have resonated with you? How can you apply these lessons in your own life, especially in connecting with those around you? We would love to hear from you. Please take a moment to comment below with one thing you've learned today that you plan to bring into your daily practice. If you enjoyed this video and found value in our discussion, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue to share these important messages. Thank you for being a part of our community, and we look forward to connecting with you in the next video.